Hey, Orange One here with Donald Clark and Michael Hill. I saw last night on Reddit that they added NPC bases in. This is something that one of the contributors, I think his name's Acidia or something like that, has been working on for the last month or so. And I kind of wanted to show it off. So if you have an NPC around you at the bottom here, if you go down to L, you can say, I want to build a camp here. And then it'll let you look at your faction's description, which is pretty generic. I don't think they've really changed this. So it looks like you need food, and that's like essentially money. So you need to pay people with food. We're gonna need a site that has 8 adjacent tiles and a lot of forest. Oh, so we need a field. Some people were saying that they wanted to be able to set up bases in like firefighter stations and other stuff. That's gotta be a ways away. For now, they're just having these things that you can create in fields. And you can add to your base, you can add all these upgrades. And you can also set up companions to like sort things for you, and you can set up like farms, it's saying, like a kitchen and a garage, and all kinds of really cool things and missions that come with those expansions. And so to actually build one of these camps, we would need to go out into one of these empty fields here. But I would really like to get down to the refugee center and set up camp there. So I think this episode might go a little long, but for the first part, I'm just going to drive us down to the refugee center, and hopefully if I drive carefully we can get there in decent time and then get our camp set up, because I would really like to set up the camp in this episode, but I think more importantly I would really like to get the camp set up near the refugee center, because it's kind of hard to say what my long-term plans are for this character right now, but I think role-playing wise they want to find out what happened at that hospital, and the only people that are alive that might know what happened are at that place. So we're gonna make a run for the refugee center and maybe get camp set up around there. I don't think we're gonna be able to get around that group of zombies, so we'll just go through here and we'll go around this way. That way we don't have to run into any of the zombies. But then we are gonna be driving over this field. And we're back on the road. Alright, that's one city down. I think we got like 2 or 3 others. We got car crash, which I think we can drive over. Yeah, we can drive over. Or not a car crash, that was like a helicopter or something that crashed down there, which would have some military loot if we wanted to dig up all of the metal, but I'm not bothered. Let's pick this up to 50 miles per hour. I know we're in an area that we've never been to before, so we don't want to be gunning it too hard. Could run into some enemies or skid out of control. Yeah, I'm super excited for these bases. It kind of reminds me of like the base building in Kenshi or something like that. Oh, is that? Oh, it's a minefield. Okay, let's be slowing it down. Turn out here. Oh, look, a UPS recharging station. I wanted one of those, didn't I? Oh yeah, I wanted that for like my UPS. Let's go get our toolbox. And let's go get that. I do want to just take a second to do this. Oh, and it's got diesel, so we could fill up our diesel. So I'm gonna grab this. And let's go ahead and also top up our diesel. Okay, that one's pretty much empty, so we'll put that there, and then oh, we already have a metal tank with diesel to our northwest. Let's just go ahead and grab that then. Where is that? There we go. Let's top up our diesel. I am going to get a little bit more diesel. Oh, we need a hose. We have a hose in here, I'm sure we do. What kind of survivor would we be without a rubber hose? And I just noticed that our water has been going into our 60-liter tank, which is... I didn't realize. So that's why we have had more diesel than expected. Is because we have the volume of the container has been smaller than what I thought it was. While we're scavenging, we might as well check. No, no bullets. Okay. Alright, we will continue on the road then. Alright, let's see where... How are we gonna get around here without going through the minefield? I don't know. I think we're gonna have to run that tree over. Yeah. I think that's the only way. So we got that minefield right in the middle of the road, right in the middle of the swamps, which is kind of a pain. Speaking of pains, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get around here without running over a lot of the enemies. Jeez, this is swarming a little bit. Hopefully we can hit not a lot of the big enemies. I think we avoided hitting too many heavy enemies, so I think the car should be fine. Looks good to me. Alright, we got another like city, Wayland or whatever, coming up here. If we just go straight, we'll hit the road again, so I'm just gonna do that. No point in driving through a city if we don't have to. But we do want to avoid hitting a tree if possible. Okay, looks like we're doing pretty good. Okay, that's the second city down. We just gotta get past this one and the next one. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go around the city. Is that what I think it is? A spider with eggs. That means there might be a spider nest. I'm just gonna make note of that. Those spider nests are where I used to always find like my power armor. If I got power armor, it was most likely from there. Okay, so there's nothing really around here. I just wanted to check that crash site. Alright, I think if we just keep on going like this, we should be okay. I like going at like, I don't like driving at that angle, I like driving at this angle because you just get so much better view. Like not the diagonal, like that's diagonal, but the one just a little off from diagonal is so much of a safer way to drive with this vehicle. It's either that or like straight. Okay, oh, got slowed down quite a bit there. I think both of our tires hit a bush at once. That slowed us down. Oh, we got a little bit of city right here that we should go around. Okay, that looks like that's relatively safe now. And we're in the forest. We don't want to be in the forest right now. Alright. We are practically past that big city, which has a bank in it right there. We're gonna want to come back for that bank. But I don't think we're gonna do that this episode. I've made promises and I intend to keep those promises. We're gonna go to the NPC refugee center and we're gonna set up camp near there. I feel like for role-playing I should just kind of go into the refugee center and like confront them or whatever. Talk to them at least a little bit. I don't know. We've made this whole journey just for like role-playing purposes, so I feel like I would be doing wrong if I didn't include some roleplay when we get there. Alright, let's just go around the city. It looks like it's pretty swarmed. I do want to be just kind of careful around here. It's such a long drive. I hope it was worth it. Okay, we're at the bridge. Oh, let's slow it down just a little bit. It's gonna be kind of hard to get around this vehicle. This is something that you have to be kind of careful about in this game. These bridges can be a pain to get around, especially if you've got a big vehicle and there's something like that that's in the road. I think we made it past there. You just gotta take it slow. I can't believe it. Finally just about there. If I wanted to, I could go into that lab. I should go talk to the locals first, though. They might know something about the lab. Giant royal bee. Isn't that what, like, shot fire at me last time? I think it was. It's kind of a bummer that we couldn't get, like, proper power armor for going in that lab. I mean, there is that one bank that's just up there. We could check that. What's with this? Apartments? A lot of apartments, man. Alright, let's see. Hey, here we go. We got some NPCs. We made it. The long journey. Mission Reach Refugee Center is complete. Welcome to the Refugee Center, everybody. Let's stop driving. I am going to wield my Bolt driver. Here we are. We got some bus right here that's running. I'm gonna turn that off. And you can see this refugee center is pretty big, and oftentimes there's quite a few buses around. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we got right here. Stone slab statue. And we got some people. Some actual survivors. We got Michaela Sanchez, Theresa Ashby, Jacinia Gresham, and Antony Herndon. Man, these guys got some interesting names. So can I talk with any of them? Let's talk with the merchant at first. Welcome. Hi, I'm actually new. So they're full. A few days ago we had an outbreak due to letting in too many new refugees. We do desperately need supplies and are willing to trade what we can for it. Pay top dollar for jerky if you have any. Okay, so they can't take us. We know that. And they can't take any more people. Which might mean if we create a settlement, they might send some people our way. And that settlement might be able to support them. We might be able to trade with them. So if you're interested, I can click through and we can learn a little bit more. I'm going to ask them if they heard anything about the outside world, because that's kind of related to us. Can't say we've heard much. Most of these shelters seem to have been designed to make people safer, not actually aid in their survival. Our radio equipment is utter garbage that someone convinced the government to buy, with no intention of it ever being used. From the passing scavengers, I've heard nothing but prime looting spots and rumors of hordes. Heard of anything better than the odd gun cache? Oh wow. So there's some sort of government facility that they found that they've been bringing a lot of loot from. It sounds a little bit like a lab or like a bunker. So can I join your group? No, can't join them. Okay, so they're not willing to take me in. But we could trade with them. Let's see what he's got on him. No, nothing that I'm interested in. They sometimes do have some good stuff. The last game I played, I found them pretty early on. So I can also talk with like the arsonist and the guards. The arsonist, I think, oh, we can ask them about their ears. So this person's mutated. So they're mutated. And I'm gonna pretend that they told me that they were in a different hospital before everything went down, and somebody injected her with something. And that's why she's got that mutation. So you can also talk with these guards. Let's just talk with one of the guards. What is this place? Refugee center that they've made into some sort of trading hub. Are you the government? No, the old guard is sometimes around here. Okay, well, I'll look for him. So I'm just gonna kind of show off what we have in this refugee center. They're all basically laid out the same. You have over here, maybe they've changed it a little bit since I've been in here. Yeah, here we go. You have in here this, like, I don't know, it kind of looks to me like a church or something, but I don't know. Anyways, there's the representative and a mercenary in here. So this representative, who are you? Federal liaison. Most people call us the old guard. I rather like the sound of it. Oh, so this guy's like the federal government. So what are you actually doing here? So they're trying to just keep people alive. So, is there a catch? Okay, so this guy got conscripted. So, role-playing wise, I'm gonna ask him... What could I ask him? I could tell him that I was at that one hospital and that we've been looking for the people that were setting up the FEMA camps, and he's part of the federal government, but when the world ended, let's say that the military knew about some of the experiments that they were doing in the hospitals, and they grabbed a lot of the people in the hospitals and tried to take them, secure them in military labs. And they also went to these FEMA camps and tried to do some experiments on them while they're on the fly, because they weren't sure if they're going to make it all the way down here to this lab. And so basically there's this like rogue element of the military that's taken some of the people that were being experimented on in the hospitals and tried to bring them to these labs. Oh my god. Look at that guy's name. I think that's one of the randomly generated names. I remember one of my first characters had that name. Dick Surges. That's a terrible name, man. Can you trade? No, you can't trade. Oh, I forgot to show off. This person right here is a mercenary. Leonard Alford. So, who are you? Just a hired hand. What would it cost to hire you? 8,000 will cover the expenses. So I think our short-term goal should be getting enough cash together to get that NPC, because they will join us and they'll be essentially like Michael. And we can get them to follow us around, or we could even have them, you know what we could do, is we could have them at our campsite. I think that's what I kind of want to do. Oh yeah, and this guy, the broker right here, he'll, if you bring them cornmeal jerky and fruit wine, they'll pay you. And they're actually also beer, sugar, flour, smoked meat, smoked fish, cooking oil. I remember you can make a lot of flour really easily and sell that to him, and that was a pretty good deal from what I remember. We got another guard right here. A lot of guards. And they've all got guns, which is, you know, kind of good, but NPCs in this game aren't very good at knowing when to use a gun and when not to use a gun. So a lot of times, if a zombie does come in here, it's not going to be pretty. That zombie's just going to get shot, and then there's going to be a lot more zombies coming. So yeah, you don't want to bring the horde here. So yeah, that's the Refugee Center. You know, I think I might end this episode here, and in the next episode, I might record 2 episodes today. Next episode, set up our little camp and show off some of that game mechanics. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So yeah, thank you for joining me. This has been Orange One.